Hi, my name is Amara and I'm a student in IB 19.
Hello, my name is Tony Nicholas. I'm the IB coordinator and we're here today to talk to you about the IB programme here at Karl Foschke. We'll go through some details and explain about life at Karl Foschke and life in IB and what is IB. So, maybe we should get started. So what is IB? Well, the key thing to notice about the IB programme is that it's not controlled by Skolverket, it's not controlled by any government, it's not controlled by politicians. It's an independent educational body that's run by academics. It's run by teachers, it's run by people involved in university, it's run by theoretical practitioners of education. There are around 5,000 IB schools worldwide. There are around 900 schools in Sweden that are run by Skolverket or follow the Skolverket läroplan. And of course, every single school in Sweden is under the whims and control of the Swedish government. If the Swedish government changes and they decide to change the direction of education, then all those schools have to follow that. It's not the case with IB. IB is independent. So the question I think that's really important for many students is, why would you choose IB? Why choose the IB programme over a Swedish programme? Well, same as the Swedish programme, we have 3 years of gymnasium. The first year is a preparation year, and then you have 2 years in the diploma. Amara, you're in
DP1.
DP1. So that's year 2 of gymnasium, the first year of the proper diploma, because we're talking about the diploma programme, which is the final 2 years. And in the first year, all the students are together. It's similar to the Swedish programme. It's all taught in English, except for languages. The whole class is together. They all do the same courses. But then in years 2 and 3, the students choose individual subjects and they have an individual study plan. So every student will choose their own subjects that they want to do. Amara's going through that. We'll come on in a little bit to talk about the subjects that Amara's doing. And then at the end of Amara's 3rd year, at the end of DP2, the 2nd year of diploma, Amara will sit some tests, some nationalprov, and they will be sent off to IB. We don't grade them. And they will be graded by IB, and they will give Amara her final grades, which means that her final grades are much more trusted by universities around the world and universities in Sweden. All IB diploma students are equal, irrespective of whatever subjects they take, which leads on to the benefits of IB in general. It's very academically challenging, it's rigorous, it's designed to be the same all over the world. The same demands are on Amara here in Västerås as they are on a student in Stockholm or a student in Paris or a student in New York or a student in Moscow. The same is expected of all those students across the planet, which leads to a very international perspective, both from the point of view of the students, that they recognise that they're in a student body that spans the entire planet, and from the point of view of universities and employers. You go for a job interview in Mozambique and they know what IB is. Those employers know what's going on. Those universities know who you are. And of course, that applies to Sweden as well. With an IB diploma, you can still get into university in Sweden. You still get full behörighet, assuming you take Swedish. Now, I've mentioned already there are only 6 subjects in the IB diploma. There's a lot more depth and quality of subject understanding. But maybe I should pause for a minute and I'll bring in Amara here. So 6 subjects, what subjects are you doing?
Okay, so for my maths, I'm doing math AASL. And for English, I'm doing English AHL and global politics HL and history HL. Then Swedish ASL and ESSSL.
So to translate that, that means that Amara's both very fluent in English and very fluent in Swedish. So she's going for a bilingual diploma. She's fully bilingual. And you're doing quite a good level of maths. She's doing one of the challenging levels of maths, as well as some other subjects that are more in the social science area, which we'll mention in a little bit. And of course, from my point of view, of course, within the Swedish programme, you have to do a gymnasium arbete. And within IB, there is an equivalent as well. It's called an extended essay. What's your extended? Everybody has to do extended essay. What's your extended essay in, Amara?
My extended essay is in history, and I chose to write about Canadian history.
Canadian history. Wow. And I think one of the benefits of the extended essay is that it's individual, unlike the Swedish Gymnasium Arbete, which can often be a group project. Whereas you mentioned earlier about how one of the things you liked about your extended essay, and in that sense of preparing you for university.
Yeah, it is kind of like a mini university research paper in a sense, but you get a lot more time to do them.
And that's a crucial thing. IB is all about getting students like Amara, like you, ready for university. That's our goal. That should be your goal. And therefore, we place a lot of emphasis on personal growth of the students. It's all about students coming in and growing, and so that at the end of their 3 years, they are personally, academically ready for the challenges of university. Not to just survive at university, but to excel at university. And that's at the very heart of IB with something called the learner profile, where IB will actually push you as a person to develop different parts of your personality, which is done as well through in your subjects, and your teachers will push you about your personal dynamic as well as your academic performance, but also in another area of IB called CAS, Creativity, Activity and Service. Do you want to mention? Amara's doing, one of the things Amara's doing for CAS, if I can say, is that she's a student representative, which is why she's here today with me talking about IB. Anything you'd like to add on learner profile?
No, I think you've said everything.
Now, what I'd also like to point out is one of the benefits of us here at Karl Foschke, because IB is the same all over the planet, so why should you choose IB with us at Karl Foschke? Now, yes, we're academically rigorous. We push our students. We want you to push yourself. Yes, we have lots of international perspectives. Our student body is very mixed. We have good contact with other students elsewhere. But I think that one of the real strengths that we have here at Karl Foschke with IB is that we have a very personal relationship with the students. We have very small group sizes. And so we know our students very well, and we support our students very well. We've got a lot of time for our students. So I'm curious, what's your biggest class?
Must be ESS, Environmental Science.
Environmental Science. So Amara's doing Environmental Studies, and that's your science. Everybody has to do a science subject, and you're doing Environmental Studies as your science.
Yeah.
And how many in that class?
Around 18 students, I'd say.
18 students is Amara's biggest class. You also mentioned history. You said that...
History is quite big, but not quite as large as
Okay.
ESS.
How many in history?
I think around 16, 15.
So they're Amara's two biggest classes, 16 and 18 for history and for environmental studies. And that goes to show the type of time and how we approach our classes in IB. We've got 18 students in a class. As a teacher, I can spend much more time with my students and help them with their development, their individual development. It's not about writing an åtgärdsprogram or an ämnesplan or something like that. It's about actually having the time as a teacher to help that student develop their skills. And then I'm curious, what about your smallest class?
Global Politics, which is 6 people.
So 6 people in the politics class, and Amara's obviously one of those 6 students. So that's how we set up the IB program. From a financial point of view, from the rector's point of view, I'm sure it'd be great to have 34 in a class, but that's not what we want. It's about quality, not quantity. Finally, I should mention from IB's point of view that it's not just IB Diploma. We also have a combination of IB with Vård, which is about 25% of the regular IB program and 75% of the regular Vård program. It's called the Careers Related program. It's less academic. What Amara's doing is very academic. It's 100% aimed at getting Amara to university. Where do you want to go to university?
Thinking either Amsterdam or Montreal.
So if you're more academic, want an international career, someone like Amara, don't have to be social science crazy like Amara. There are also some chemistry teachers. We also do the natural sciences as well as lots of languages, of course. Then the diploma program is for you. Whereas maybe if you want something a bit more careers orientated, VORD with an international perspective, maybe you should speak to the VORD teachers about the IB careers program. That's also available. That's IB in a nutshell. Think global, act local. If you've got any questions, please get in contact with myself, Tony Nicholas. You'll find my details on Karl Forskar's hemsidan, or you can speak to my colleague, Agneta Mir, who is the arbetslagledare. I hope to see you soon. Look forward to meeting you in person in August. Thank you very much. Goodbye.